Hello there, I'm Pastor Robert Summers of Mountain Creek Community Church. Joanne is choir director here, and there's something unique about this place. It's almost 100 acres, 100 wooded acres. In fact, it's part of a program of natural protection of the environment, and it's a just beautiful place that people come out here by the scores. In fact, as I'm talking, the grounds are filled with people walking around, picnicking, walking their dogs. Some of them are out here praying. Groups are out here praying. And mountain bike riders are over on our 21 miles of mountain bikes. Nearly 100 acres here. And so there's something unique about this setting, not to mention the spiritual side of it. And people ask me all the time, well, what is the story behind this place? And so I want to cue you in.
We have been asked probably 1,000 times.
Oh, at least.
How did this place get built? How did this happen? And so it is the highest point in the city of Dallas, Texas. And so Robert wrote a book to answer those questions called If the Mountain Could Speak.
Yeah.
And the first edition is almost completely sold out. So he's going to do a second edition of it because we realized that it had been 10 years since he wrote this, and the Lord has done so much more in the past 10 years. This is really a place of miracles. It really is. It is Miracle Mountain as well as Prayer Mountain. And so we thought, let's do a video series to tell how this all came to be. And as more things happen, we can add more videos. So this is going to be in video segments for you.
Well, let's go back to 1969. I was ministering in the high schools, the health department of Midland High Schools. I'd been asked to come there and speak because I had worked in the inner city of Houston with drug-addicted teenagers. And so to speak there, and a large church there had me to be a guest speaker. And I told them about the problem I had with my little boy who had broken a leg in a nursery. And so he could not come and Mom could not come. And they got to praying and said, hey, we're going to believe for a miracle. And sure enough, Kip got an early release by his doctor. And so I flew back to Dallas to meet them. They gave me money in the church. They were so excited about it. Go back and bring them out from South Texas to Midland. And so when I left Love Field in Dallas, the plane flew right over these high hills that a lot of people don't even know exist. They're in southwest Dallas and on down toward Waco. And as we flew over those hills, I was startled. I thought I knew Texas geography very well and didn't know there were hills like that. And so I asked a businessman beside me, I said, you're from Dallas? He said, oh, sure I am. I said, I didn't know those hills were down there. He strained and looked out the window and said, oh, those are the Cedar Mountains. And the moment he said that, I felt like the Lord said, what a beautiful place to build a prayer center for Dallas-Fort Worth area. I didn't know what a prayer center was, and I didn't know Dallas-Fort Worth. You know, I didn't have any real solid connections here at all. So that was the beginning of it.
And from that point on, God started moving us closer and closer to Dallas. And we actually saw this hill when we came through Dallas one time, South Dallas, and we knew this was the place that God had been moving us close to the whole time. And very quickly, let me tell you, you can tell about Coletti coming to the door because we're almost out of time.
Well, we had moved to Dallas. We were working at Christ for the Nations, and we were also had started a ministry in North Dallas. And so I go to the door one rainy day, and it's Coletti Keith. He's a very prophetic friend of mine, a very wonderful pastor, but he's very prophetic. And he said, Robert, are there any big hills around here? And I said, sure, just west of town, right out here. I mean, I'm close to them. He said, well, let's go. I've got a mountain I want you to see. And I said, come on, Coletti, it's rainy. I don't want to get out. No, he said, we got to go see this. The Lord really stirred my heart. I saw you teaching on a high, high hill overlooking a big lake. If you looked out the window one way, you see a lake. Look out the window the other way, you see a creek bottom. And you were riding on the board, and the room was filled with young college students.
And folks, that lake is right out there right now. He saw in the spirit what was to come.
It did not exist when Cletty
It
was
did
at my
not.
door.
It had not been.
They were planning
not been
it,
built.
but that's all. You couldn't see it because it didn't exist.
So next segment, we will tell you how we got the land. It's a miracle story. God bless you.